Serious, for Redditors who have spent time in prison, what are some unspoken rules between inmates that should be known?
If you ever get into a fight, do not hit below the waist. Also, if someone asks you why you're there, the safest answer to give is that you stole a moderately expensive car, as most other answers will at least one person to dislike you.
There are designated toilets for pissing and shitting, not by the jail but by the inmates. You can tell by the ones surrounded in piss and smell like dead people.
Don't ever reach over another inmate's plate or tray while they're eating, or sitting in front of it.
For another insight. For anyone wanting to know about UV in this thread, these are common rules. 1. Shut the fuck up inside your cell, don't bang on the doors like a raving idiot, that will get the guards in your cell in no time to move you to the room with all the people in UV on a more serious offense, which luckily, is usually on the other side of a soundproof glass. 2. If you have any tobacco, contraband item in UV, of course, you share with the crowd or risk shit. This is very rare though. 3. Don't go offend anyone, even by accident. 4. If you ain't gonna eat it, toss it to someone during free hour. 5. Bets on games are taken pretty fucking seriously. 6. If you're on a block with female inmates as well, even looking that way can get you in some serious shit. 7. Personal favorite, don't talk about what you're in for, especially if it's stupid. Guy I was in with was in for busting a gumball machine. He collected over $120 in quarters. Guess why he got caught? 8. Guards are assholes about getting water, serious assholes. While I was in, I was using a chip bag to drink out of all the time. I can't really think of any more subtle ones. Little tip, you're definitely gonna get sick at least once, and it's gonna suck bad.
The race thing is general. Also there's tons of Mexican Nazis and white boys with La Raza and so on.
Don't shit while locked down your cellie. Don't go in other people's cell. Don't hang out in front of other people's cell.
Find something to be useful at. You are entering a community. Yes, you'll probably be assigned work, but what else can you do? If you're good at something, see if someone else does it and befriend them so you're not taking away business or attention from them.
Know which toilet is for shitting, never piss in the shitter.
Don't touch my shit. Seriously. When locked up, people have very few things they can call their own, and if you snatch it without asking, what you're gonna wind up with is a fucking beating. And the courtesy flush. No matter where you shit or when you shit, that toilet better be taking that turd as it is still departing your ass. There's enough nasty odors to contend with on the block, no one needs to add your shit stink to it. In the US, if you see a group, it won't be one person, beating a sex offender to death, you join in, or else you will be labeled a sympathizer and get beat to death too at some point soon. Also, everyone's going to be there for a long time. This is now your family. Be cool, be friendly, but be a man and stand up for yourself. Don't let yourself be taken advantage of, or you always will be. I'm a little drunk, so I'm sure I could word that better.
More tats means more rights. Walking through a door alongside someone with, say, a full face of tats, you should take one step slower so they pass you.
If you cry in front of anyone, you'd better be a funny guy.
Shut the fuck up. Don't talk about your case. Don't look at a motherfucker. Do not accept any gift whatsoever. It will not be free.
Always do a courtesy flush.
I was matriculated in New Mexico's System 1. If you're unwilling to resort to physical means to be reimbursed for something, don't lend anything. This will result in many of your possessions being stolen too. If you make eye contact with someone, don't look away, but rather look as if you're trying to see something behind them. 3. If someone threatens you for something like graham crackers, don't give it to them. It's better to take one potential beating than dozens for forfeiting your food or anything. 4. Never give your opinion to anyone unless asked directly, then lie based on what they were previously discussing. 5. Never take the Lord's name in vain. Many inmates turn to God while incarcerated, and if you say Jesus Christ or something even remotely similar to that, you will probably get jumped. 6. Many prison gangs like artists. This got me through because they want tattoos, so the best way to avoid the bulk of chaos is to be a decent artist.
Note to myself. Don't break the law because you won't last a day in jail.
Always get a job in the kitchen if you can, it's the best place to work.
I have been in jail, not prison. One thing I learned is that Big Brother is considered a gay show, and you will get beat up if you try watching it on a shared TV. Also, never talk about your case unless you are out of appeals, because there are specific inmates who will try to learn just a basic understanding of your case, then lie and say you confessed to killing Billy or whatever, sprinkle a few legit details about your case to make it sound legit, and get some time off. This will destroy you in court as you will have no way to prove they are lying. I had one of these guys constantly asking me about my address, my family, all kinds of info, but I had been warned and gave false info so he would discredit himself.
The courtesy flush. You flush your poop straight as it falls in so it doesn't stink out the place too much.
I was in a few times when I was quite young. In Canada. Here's some rules. You don't whistle. You don't call anyone a goof. It's the worst insult. The American version is bitch or punk. If you borrow something, it's generally a rule that you pay back twice what you've taken. You don't steal, ironically. Don't talk about what you're in for. Don't gamble if you can't pay your debts. Don't back down from a challenge. Always make sure a seat isn't taken before sitting in the cafeteria. Don't hide in your cell. Keep your cell clean. Don't be friendly with the guards.
I've been in Cook County Jail in Chicago, so while not really a prison, it's damn close. There were basically 4 main groups: blacks, Hispanics, whites, and neutrons, slang for anyone that isn't in a gang. I was grouped in with the neutrons. I was asked immediately when I got to my bunk if I was plugged, slang for being in a gang. I told a couple of the guys no, and was told that being a big guy will help me, just mind my business, obey the unwritten rules and I'll be okay. A few of the unwritten rules for a neutron: must not eat at the same tables as the gang members. Must wait to eat while all the gang members say grace together before dinner. Yes, you read that correctly. When the gang leaders wanted to shower, you got the fuck out of the showers. Don't get involved in any barter systems with the gangs. Gangs get extra trays of food, no one else, unless you work in the kitchen. At the same time, it was heavily frowned upon within the gang community if a fellow gang member picked on a neutron. It's considered weak, and I've seen guys get their ass kicked by their own gang for doing it. Even if you aren't racist, you gotta stay with your own race.
Consider subscribing.